like to call to order the City Council meeting for the City of Monona for Monday, May 19th, 2014. Would the clerk please call the roll?
Alder Wood.
Here.
Alder Holmquist.
Here.
Alder Thomas.
Here.
Alder Bussey.
Here.
Mayor Miller.
Here.
Alder Spade and O'Connor are excused.
Okay. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I apologize, but I have a bad sore throat tonight, so I'm trying to minimize my talking for a change. Is there a motion for approval of the minutes of the May 5th, 2014 meeting?
So moved.
Second. Motion and second. Any corrections, deletions, or additions? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The minutes have been approved. Is there anyone here this evening for the public appearances section that's not on the schedule? Okay. I declare the appearances section closed. There is no public hearing this evening. There's no consent agenda this evening. Moving on to council action items under item G1, unfinished business, is a consideration of resolution number 14-05-1972. Excuse me. Approving bids for 2014 library entryway renovation and authorizing a contract with the construction manager for construction related thereto. Is there a motion for approval?
Move approval.
Second.
Is there a second? Eric.
Thank you, Mayor. Since we last met 2 weeks ago, the Facilities Committee met on Wednesday, May 7th to review the bids, and they came with several questions and recommendations. That's in your packet. There's been a pricing update. The cost, and I think I mentioned this 2 weeks ago, but the cost to take down and reinstall the RFID unit is $1,000 less than what we're budgeting for, so the price of the project is $1,000 less.
That's good.
That's good.
Discussion? Questions? Alder Wood.
I would like to offer an amendment to the proposal, and I may have to, I'll give it the amendment as I had written it up and then try to figure out how to take into account that $1,000. I would like to amend this so that what was the $44,428 over the original budget would be funded with $25,800 from the general fund balance and the library fund balance providing the other $18,628.
Second.
There's a motion and second to amend per Alder Wood. Discussion, Alder Bussey.
Wonder, Alderwood, if a friendly amendment might be using the words up to that amount, because if there's still a contingency in here, and if that's not used up, then we don't have to, so just, phrase it up to the amount.
Right, okay, that would be fine.
Friendly amendment?
Yep.
And second agrees to that?
Yep.
All right.
Can I get those figures?
Does the clerk have that?
I need the figures.
25.8 from the city and
25.8 from general fund and 18,628. Okay, from the library fund. Yes, I have it, Mayor.
All right. Discussion. And basically, it's just keeping it's allowing the furniture that was taken out of the first round budgeting to be placed back in, but to keep the percentages between the library, general fund, and the city's commitment to the library basically at the same percentage levels. Is that correct?
correct. It would also allow the chain link fence outside, kind of in that dark corner, to remain in the budget as well.
Okay. Further discussion? Hearing none, would the clerk please call the roll?
Alder Bussey.
Aye.
Alder Wood.
Aye.
Alder Holmquist.
Aye.
Alder Thomas.
Aye.
Motion passes. Congratulations.
Thank you
Eric.
very much.
Come back with a big savings for us.
Way to go, Cinderella.
Moving on to item G2, under new business, which you will notice starred for immediate action this evening, is consideration of resolution 14-05 1975 is the approval of a joint access agreement with Trasta Holdings LLC.
Move that we suspend the rules and take this item out of order.
Motion to suspend the rules and take this out of order, and a second.
Second.
No, there was a second.
Oh, there was,
already.
okay.
Yep.
Now there's a third.
All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Is there a motion for approval?
Move approval.
Second.
There's a motion and second for approval. I assume, Pat, you will
Yeah,
lead this discussion?
Basically, what this agreement covers is the Trasta would like to share access to the new development with our Lottis Park access point. As part of the project, we are going to create a new entryway per the development agreement. It should, I guess, entry and exit. It'll be a one-lane access point and then a two-lane exit out of the Trasta development, a right and a left turn lane to ease traffic flow, both for people utilizing Lottis Park as well as people, residents and users of the Trasta development. So we knew this was coming. It was part of the development agreement. We're just formalizing this per the lender's requirements.
Discussion. Questions? Alder Wood.
So this, it won't be a public road then back into Lottis Park?
No, it's just the access point will be shared. It'll go to Lottis Park.
Okay.
But it's just a shared access point. It's on city property, so their lender is requiring that it be formalized.
Oh, okay, I see. It's a dual sort of easement.
Yep.
Looking at the map.
Further questions? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. And just in reference to that, a reminder, unless something has changed in the last 4 minutes, but the groundbreaking, public groundbreaking of the Trasta project is scheduled for 3 p.m. on this Thursday.
That's correct.
At the park. So, hallelujah. There's no miscellaneous, well, is there any miscellaneous business that anyone cares to bring forth? Nope. Reports of committees, commissions, boards. Alder Holmquist.
Public Safety Commission meeting is canceled for the next month. The item outstanding is the neighborhood traffic management plan review, which we'll do for the following month.
Alder Thomas.
I don't have a committee report, but I thought I would give an update on the parade, which is
Please.
Monday, starts at 10 o'clock. I think most people at this table will be in the parade. It is, we are grateful to the city and the businesses for helping sponsor the parade, because I think people don't realize that it costs, $10,000 to $15,000 minimum to do the parade, and so the city and other people have provided sponsorships. It is the biggest parade in Dane County, and we're hoping for good weather. And Coach Stassi is the Grand Marshal this year, and so he will be there with the football team and the rest of the city cheering loudly for the veterans and for the football team.
Loading up on honors. One thing I would like to note is we're going back, you're taking the parade back to its original route.
The route
But
is.
because of the route now, Monona Drive being separated with medians, two things. One, we held off completing all the replacement sodding. And talking to the contractors, I asked that they defer that part. They would have met that.
Good idea.
Yeah, because there'd be people on. But there has been sodding in the new medians, and I am going to take you up on that offer to protect those. And so we're going to put police tape. I just drove it on the way here tonight to look at. I don't think it will take away much viewing space, but to keep people off that brand new sod, because I don't know that that'll get warranted if people crush all that sod. And I think that's probably after the rain tonight. could be very mushy.
Yeah, to remind people of the route, it starts at Monona Grove High School and goes down Monona Drive and turns on Owen and ends up at the bowling alley, and it will be on the west side of Monona Drive.
So people will be allowed to stand in the center of Monona Drive once
Absolutely.
traffic is closed down, and they'll be permitted to bring their chairs.
Road closes at 9 o'clock.
All right. Thank you. And then on behalf of the city and the mayor's office, thank you very much, Alder Thomas. There's not a director at the chamber right now as they're searching for a new director. So Alder Thomas and a number of volunteers have stepped forward to make sure that that parade comes off as well as it does.
And we are going to have, in the past, I think the brochures were always handed out at the parade, but we will have them at all of the sponsors this week. I think they're supposed to be ready on Wednesday, so there will be some at City Hall along with some flags that people can take to the parade.
In the memorial events, did you say that those are being moved from the high school to another location for the singing, the kids singing?
The national
Star Spangled?
anthem is going to be, it used to be at Sorge, I think it's going to be at Gunderson, because Gunderson actually gives a very, very generous donation to the parade and sponsors the national anthem, the kids singing it. So they will be at, and that's where a lot of, they have seating for seniors and disabled people, so they will be singing at Gunderson Funeral Home.
But there will be events at the high school flag, the normal military salutes. Is that taking place there?
I don't, there are, it's in the brochure, and I'm sorry I can't tell you, but there are, at all of the cemeteries, there are.
Okay.
Oh, and there's a flyover this year, I think the Med Flight is doing a flyover at 10:15 over the main parade route.
Good. Again, thank you. Alder Bussey?
Plan Commission next week will be on Tuesday night rather than Monday the 27th, and among other business, the Restore will be back to request approval for relocating to the Rubens location.
All right, thank you. Alder Wood?
Library Board will be meeting next Tuesday also, the 27th. License review met last week. And we approved all the various, it's sort of the annual meeting where we approve all the licenses, so that'll be coming next time. I think everything will be on the consent agenda. Are there any exceptions?
No.
So,
All right, thank you. And I did notice our first public garden, or patio, opened. And looks really nice at Silver Eagle. So it has flowers hanging around it, and they did a nice job. City Clerk,
Oh, no report, Mayor.
City Administrator.
June 3rd is the board review. We encourage anybody, I think there was a lot of concern this year with the increases of our property taxes, but only a few people have come forth to meet with our assessment team.
Pat, did you mean increases in property assessments?
Property assessments, I'm sorry, yeah. Not property taxes, excuse me. They're not taxes yet, right? Anyway, only a few people have come forth to meet with members of our team, so we encourage people, if they have concerns, to let us know and to make sure that they show up. We do also have a few other dates here. One is Tuesday, August 5th, is National Night Out. That's put on by our police department and parks department, and will it be at Fireman's Shelter. A very successful event last year, and in conjunction with the things they did at the shelter last year, I believe there's going to be a movie in the park this year. In other news, Ruby's site, one of the buildings we purchased on Bridge and Broadway, is currently being deconstructed by the Habitat store, and so they're taking materials out of there that would have value for reuse. and resale. So they're in there now, and then we'll go through our process of abating any hazardous materials and demolition on that facility, but that'll come to this body first. So, and then medians, the mayor mentioned the medians, and keeping the parade crowd off the medians. The contractor and our public works crew will actually be roping that off on Sunday.
And in line with that, I know I've received some calls, you probably have too, about sod that's died in the winter or some replacement sod. But everything from phase 3 is warranted, so they will be replacing at their cost any trees. I've asked staff to do an audit of the trees. It looks like the trees got hammered pretty good during the winters, so we'll try to get the drive as spruced up as possible. For myself, we had last week the Volunteers Awards dinner reception. Very well attended, great people showing up, and for those who weren't aware, the recipients of distinguished service were retired water workers Floyd Peterson and Jim Gunderson, and posthumously we honored City Clerk Liz Nicholson also. The Mayor's Awards were presented to Janine Glazer on city staff for all her work in sustainability and in helping us to obtain hundreds of thousands of dollars of grants. Suzanne Wade for her water quality work with the Rock River Coalition. A posthumous award for Jim Foley. Jim Foley was the strand engineer, the project engineer for the 5 years of Monona Drive. He supervised all that, was highly, highly respected by the business community and also by everyone who knew him and touched him. So the school district was nice enough to set aside a parcel of their property by the high school because Amy and Belle and Jack and Jack will hopefully continue to go to school here. And I just felt Jim was so connected to Monona Drive that all the subcontractors in Strand with city and the school volunteered and built a memorial that was completed this weekend. And the family picked a stone out of the quarry, and there's a beautiful brass plaque honoring Jim for his work. So at 8 a.m. Monday morning, prior to the Memorial Day Parade, we'll have a brief moment of reflection, dedication of the Jim Foley Memorial there. And then finally, one of the former mayor, Richard Litchfield, and his wife, Mary Ann, were also received a mayor's award. So they are all to be commended. That is all I have tonight. Do we have appointments this evening? All right, under appointments, we do have several to the Senior Citizens Commission. Their terms will run from May 2014 through May 2017. We have Gwen Fite, Betty Hanusa, and Peggy McDonald. Is there a motion for approval?
Move approval. Second.
There's a motion and second for approval. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? They are all approved. This may be the quickest council meeting I've ever attended. Is there a motion, or is there anything else anyone else want to bring up? Not. Is there a motion for adjournment?
So moved.
Second.
Motion second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Meeting is adjourned. Thank you, everyone.
You can get used to
You picked the right one?
Short
Yeah,
meetings.
absolutely. Hokey
Are there any
smokes.
more peanut butters left? Are those the red ones too?
Not over here, but I do have more at home.
No, I see a red box.
Oh, is there? Then there's one.
Red box. Oh, one. All right, I'll take the
Yeah, I've
peanut butter up there.
Okay.
Can you pass that down to Mayor? These things.